Okay, so were you able to read, or you just?
No,
You
I
started
just
on.
wanted to meet everyone, and so you guys do your thing.
Okay, so you know what? Let me remove the background. Really quick. There we go. Yeah. Now you can see her. So this is what we're talking about. And so who wants to start?
Well, I started
ahead.
reading the book when I was camping, which is great. It's the best time to read the books. I like the fact that it had the questions at the end, because it made you think about what you read. I agree with Lisa where some of it was repetitive. But the whole idea of that is to drill it in your head. So some of us take longer.
Yeah. So I spoke with Dylan from the Listening Lab last week, and I have hundreds of business books, and because every time I'm talking with someone or listening to someone recommends a book. Like I even have a list of books now from Elon Musk to read, and I never finish them. So honestly, even if agents didn't show up here, this is making me finish a book. So I said, but sometimes they're very boring and I'm struggling. Yes. And he goes, well, if what you're reading in the book doesn't pertain to you or is boring, just flip through, just pass it. It doesn't matter. Just skip that part.
Yeah, I actually did just read one of the chapters I just read was kind of boring. I just kind of scanned it.
Yeah, you don't need to read it. And she, as much as she was saying, get out of your head, I think the past 3 books, I feel it makes you open up and get very honest. So even if in these book clubs, and I've never been in a book club before, you're vulnerable and you don't want to be open to a certain point, that's fine too. But at home in your personal space, you definitely, this one I felt made you get vulnerable, but it almost was, sometimes she took you down the negative thinking and then got you back into the positive thinking. I thought, I'm like, stop focusing on this negative stuff so much and just keep going, right? So for me I needed to stop reading all that negative thought and just keep going on the positive stuff.
At the ends of those sections, though, a couple of times she did tell you how to pull out of the negative thoughts too. So that part was good.
Yeah. If you've noticed, a lot of these success and business books, it's all about gratitude, staying focused, who you're surrounding yourself with, your activities, your schedule. I mean, it's all very similar in what you're doing. So to be successful, if what you're doing right now is not getting there, then you got to look at what you're doing and make changes. And maybe not make massive changes, but make small changes and start implementing that, right? Like, I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be like The Rock and get up at 3 or 4 in the morning. You're going to have a very unhappy Mara. I'm just telling you. But the dogs, I might get up slowly around 6:30. I may not be happy, but I'm slowly going to get there. So that means that probably at night, I've got to slowly start changing up my routine so that I am winding down and getting to bed earlier to get up earlier, right? But it's not going to happen like Monday night, you know. But same thing, like, you're not gonna start out and go the month of May, you're gonna make $1 million. But you have to write out your goals and you've got to start putting it out there in the universe, what you want to do. And then the shifts start happening.
Yeah. Well, between the last book and this book too, is that I knew, but it's really emphasizing on, I need accountability. So I either need a mentor or a coach or something.
Well, that's
So-
why we implemented the listings lab, because that's the
Yeah.
coach,
Yeah.
you know?
I need that kick in the butt, Mara.
Yeah. They kick you. This was interesting because this book is about your mentality about money.
Yeah.
And I was actually raised, my family was very poor, and my dad was, you just work hard. They didn't believe in a college education, and the woman stays home, and very religious family. So it was almost to the point where if you're religious and you want money, you want material things, that's not good either. So to shift your mindset to think of money in a good thing, that's very hard when you've been raised a certain way, which I had never thought about that until I read this book. Till she actually spoke it out loud. And realizing that you can be a good person and have nice things, right? And be a spiritual person and have money, and not be a bad person, and not that money can bring, you can take care of, you can give things to others, you can be able to go on trips, you can enjoy life. It brings and even there's a saying, and I don't know why people say this, that money doesn't fix things, it can make your life harder. And I'm like, why do we say that? That's not always true. So there was actually points in here, and the book is all bent down and marked up in here, that it was money actually can make you feel confident and powerful. So stop making yourself feel like a victim. Stop being broke. It's your mindset. The more money you have is the more freedom that you have with your time, that you get to hang out with your family or your kids, right? Maybe you can give more to charities or save animals or do things that you love, right? Maybe you love clothes. There's nothing wrong with that. We only have one life. Maybe you love going out to dinner. Maybe you want a personal chef. So get a personal chef, you know? Maybe you like to buy great gifts for people. Well, you need money for that.
Yeah.
But it's the thing of, you have to put it out there to the universe, and you can't say, well, I don't have any money right now to do that. I had to step up and pay for coaching or pay for certain things. You can't say, well, I'm going to do that next year, because the thought is that when you put money into those things, you put money into an assistant, you put money into coaching, they're actually supposed to be your ROI. They're supposed to increase your revenue, right? Be an inspiration to other people or women, like your family or women that see you that are struggling. Think of money as early retirement.
Or after you retire.
Yeah, I don't know. I never want to. I actually enjoy working.
Well, that's why I did the real estate, because I didn't want to retire and do nothing. So that's what I want to do. But I want to make enough money, though. I can't afford to go golfing like I want to yet.
Right. You need money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So make money so you can golf.
That's right.
But with that is also probably you'll meet people that are going to want to use you as a realtor. So it's kind of like tenfold. So it's not that you need money. It's you need to just start spending money to go golf. And then the money's going to come in.
Correct.
So you just need to start putting it on your calendar.
It's coming.
And
Mara?
she actually, huh?
Oh, it's Wendy. Hi, Mara.
Hey,
Hi, Marie. I just love this book. I don't know whose suggestion it was, but I did a couple of the exercises this morning. Oh my gosh, what a profound difference. The exercises on just evaluating the ideas we hold about money and questioning them and putting it on paper. Ah, wow.
Yeah.
I just love it. It's amazing. Very transformative. Good stuff.
I know, right? It's interesting. My mom actually punishes me and my family because of what the things I like, and she does not understand it. She does not want the same things, and that's okay.
Mhm.
She just doesn't, it's not her thing. She enjoys being a victim. She enjoys suffering. She enjoys like not having food in the house. And
Wow.
you see any of our siblings and our pantries are packed and our fridges are packed.
Mm.
But it's created issues. So, I mean, I'd work 4 jobs in order to survive if I had to, right? But again, like what we're taught is not to work harder, it's to work smarter. So that's what this, if you read any of these books, that's pretty much what they're talking about. Have faith in yourself and faith in the universe. She had the bullet points about it.
Well, the other thing you had brought up that the points about, now I lost my train of thought.
Mhm.
Go ahead. I'll come back to it.
So it was interesting, changing your mind, change your life. We're all entrepreneurs, right? So pros, there's no limit into how much money you can make and how big you grow your business. So, I think, well, I shared some of my story. It's on my website, but not all of it. When Amber and Tyler were like 3, 4, and I worked at Sales Logics and Acton in Scottsdale, and I was selling software and maintenance, and it was frustrating because I got the taste of, I've never gone to college. I got the taste of sales, and we were on the phones. We were selling software, we were selling maintenance and support, but I was only allowed to work the certain hours Monday through Friday. And then it was shut off, right? Because I had to go home and pick up the kids and take them to daycare. So in the morning and in the afternoon, and that was it. And then the men there, they got to go to the happy hour. And then they also got to go golfing. So their sales time kept going and going and going. So that actually pissed me off. And I don't remember who told me how to get in or to get into real estate. And that wasn't easy for me to even take it. It took me 12 times to pass the school test. But that's why we get in this, is to have our own business, to be an entrepreneur, because there's no limit to what you make. There's no limit. You're your limit. There is no cap to what you make in real estate. Absolutely none. Sky's the limit. And she even points this out in here. The choice is yours. The decision is yours. You can design your own lifestyle. You work when you want. You work with who you want. You can travel around the world and work. You can work in your kitchen. You're your own boss. But that's the problem. So you have no structure. You have no discipline. And the time, your calendar is yours. So that's where we have to stay structured, right? And focus on who we're spending time with, how we're spending our time, just like what we're eating, fast food versus, well, I would love to eat ice cream donuts every day. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I would. Who wouldn't? But, you watch the Super Size Me movie. I mean, come on. You get on a road trip and you eat fast food, right? If you're on a road trip, it's fast. Like, okay, yeah. Cheeseburger and fries. Like, yeah.
You can order salad at fast food.
Right. But I mean, come on, shakes, yeah. But you eat it for a month. Like, how's your body gonna feel? Lethargic, put on weight. So same thing. If you're gonna run your business like that, it's you're gonna get the same results.
Yeah.
So what you're putting into it, that's what you're gonna get out of it. So do your numbers, profit, growth, potential.
So what I was saying earlier, you had brought up the fact that your mom used to get upset that you had things and that she couldn't understand that. That's a negativity. And I like the fact that they reminded you that you can't change that person. It's just like an alcoholic or somebody. They tell you right off the bat, you can't change that person, that you have to figure out how to work with that person or how to, accept them as they are, but you don't, and then it said also that you don't have to, if they're negative about it or, like, I don't know if I mentioned to you, but my husband never thought I'd make it in real estate.
Yeah.
He told me that.
Yeah.
So that made me want to do it more.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I just don't tell them everything.
They don't need to know.
Yeah,
I don't talk to my husband about it.
I mean, then that's the way to work around it, I tell him, once in a while to appease him and, keep him in the loop or whatever, but I pick and choose what I say.
Right.
Yeah. So it can be done. And,
Well, yeah, it's the same thing. Like, your naysayers, you're never going to win them over.
Yeah.
But just like, I mean, we learned there's people that are your cheerleaders, and then you have the people around you that never, you even think, oh, they're your cheerleaders. No, they're whispering behind your back. So just like there's certain things you would never put on social media or tell your friends and family that, oh, I just bought a new vehicle or something. No, it'd probably make everyone feel like crap, or people don't need to know all the stuff that you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's even in that, and I think we even talk about it. People don't need to know what you're doing on a daily basis, because your actions and the end results will actually show what you're doing. It's going to come through. And honestly, it's kind of like throwing things in people's faces, but if they don't appreciate what you have, then, and again, you can't change those people. Like, but I also, for a while, I stopped hiding those things. Like, I'm getting PJ a Father's Day gift. I didn't text it to my mom because she would not appreciate what I'm doing. I text it to my aunt because she does. She's like, that's awesome. He's going to love it. Because she appreciates nice things, right? And same thing, PJ got me a really nice purse. So I'm only going to send that to certain people, right?
Yeah.
My mom doesn't know what that is, but she also doesn't care. So
right.
Why would I upset myself and send that to certain people,
Yeah.
But I also found that I was hiding and changing who I was when I went out in public, and I need to be careful and just not do that too. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay
Sometimes
to
I
have nice
feel like you're
things.
leading a double life sometimes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I found. I was like, wait, I don't need to do that. Like,
Yeah.
if those people are coming to my home, then, I mean, you either like me or you don't. Like, my
Yeah.
house is a normal house, but
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
But the book got you thinking about a lot of things
Yeah.
like that. And like you were
Yeah,
saying about the
exactly.
family and how you were raised and stuff, I grew up
Yeah.
having nothing either. And, so I kind of get it. But I also grew up not being around people a lot because I traveled. My parents, I grew up in the Air Force. I'm an Air Force brat. So, I traveled a lot. I didn't make a lot of close friends along the way. So I ultimately don't have that now either, because like you probably got, friends from kids you went to school with, and I don't have that. So,
I don't.
that's my quiet. I don't know. You don't see that in me, but that's why I like to go out actually and meet
Yeah, no,
people, which is why I like this.
you're stuck with us,
That's
but I
right.
don't have that. No, I do find you have people that do have money that their personalities change. And so I think you have to figure out who you are.
Mhm.
Because I have found that too, that you can be who you are. And we have friends that my husband plays hockey with that they make $100,000 to $200,000 a minute. And I am not kidding. With
Wow.
oil, they're all over in Canada, they're here. And they walk around in jeans,
Right.
shorts, t-shirts, and you would
See,
never
that's what
even
I
know.
want to be like. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they're the nicest people,
Hmm.
and they're just fun to be around.
Yeah.
And but you would never know that they're multi-million billionaires,
Right. Right.
and they're, because they don't have to flaunt, they have nothing to prove to anyone,
Right.
but they're enjoying their life. So
Right.
yeah. And that's what this book is talking about is, she has the bullet points is always stay attached to your why. So when things get tough, you keep going, because it's not always going to be easy, right? People distract you. And even Jess talks about it in the listings lab in real estate. The hardest thing to get over is when you actually start to make 100,000 and the 250,000 is to get over that. That's actually the hardest part, is to make more than that. And always paying attention to your numbers, which if you're not a numbers person, that's hard to do. So always watching where you're at, tracking everything and get organized. And keeping your eyes open for scary opportunities. So when you're putting your goals out there, whether you do a vision board, I roll my goals up and I took them a picture. I took pictures of them. I wrote them and took a picture and sent them out last week to Ryan and Dylan. I go, okay, you're always asking me for my numbers. And I'm always trying to be humble, or what do you mean? And I'm like, okay, well, here you go. This is what I want, Yeah. And took a picture and I sent it to them and I put it right up there. And so every time I'm sitting at my desk, I can read it. And I was like, all right. And then it says, get educated, learn as much as you can about how to make more money in whatever business you're in. Investigate. What are other people doing in your industry? Hire a coach. Olympic athletes are always at the top of their games and they have coaches. Broke people at the bottom of their games insist that they can get rich without any help. So I was like stuck on that. I'm like, broke people are always saying, you know what, when I get more money, I'm gonna, and the entrepreneurs are like, I'm just doing it. I'm just doing it. They take the risk and they jump in, and then they're like, even if they have to take out a small loan or that extra credit card, and they're like, boom, here you go. And they go for it. And they're like, I'm going to figure out a way. Even though it's scary, we're all scared. reading books, attending seminars, although the seminars, you gotta be picky on what, and you don't want to waste your time. That's my biggest thing. Because at
Well-
the end of the day, you need to make money.
Well, starting the new training there, coaching that you've got us doing, they say that to try to focus on them, she's saying, and not keep watching. You got to give up, stop doing the others while you're doing
Right.
this one. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was even, I gave up my BNI group. She's like, that's not money making. It's not.
Yeah.
It's time consuming. And I was like, you're
Yeah.
right. This is time consuming.
Yeah.
And I felt busy, but I was busy doing things that were not bringing in money.
Right. That's why I
So-
quit the networking and started joining the Lions Club, because it's just a volunteer fun thing for me, not that I've got a network, but yet I've got clients off of it. So, I
Well, then
mean,
that's
it's working. Yeah.
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 Patience. I'm not patient. You're quiet.
It's not that you ladies have read the book. I have not.
Yeah, but you
I
know
am
stuff.
now, because my first question would have been, seems how I haven't read the book, what would you tell me about it to have me read it? Because you clearly don't feel as though it was a waste of your time.
No, it's
Okay.
good.
So, and that's exactly right. You don't want to waste your time. Right
No.
now, I'm in between week 3 and week 4 of Courtney's very well thought out, well done schedule. Okay, so I'm in between those. Some things you can get right through, and some
Right.
things you got, and those you still go back to,
Mhm.
which is fantastic. Yes, you watch it once. I gotta sleep on this, and I'll get up and do it again tomorrow. That is not a waste of time.
No.
Because
No.
I know I need that. You don't need to go back when you don't need to, but when you do, you do. So I don't have a whole lot of time right now, which I know you can always make time. You really can when you want to, but you also got to cherry pick too.
Right.
There's definitely some authors out there I've come across and I'm like, no, not
Yeah.
for me. I'm not a Tim Robbins. I'm not. My husband is, he loves it. He has all the tapes and you can sit there and listen to him forever and ever. And I'm like, I can't take it anymore. It's the same over and over. So, you got to find which talks to you, which speaks to you. And listening to you ladies regarding this book, saying that it taps on a lot of things.
Mhm.
It's tapping on, where did you come up from?
Mhm.
Because yes, there is a real generation out there. My mother's not much different than yours.
Mm.
Money won't make you happy. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it absolutely does. Someone else's money won't make you happy, but having your own, yes, it will. And I'm not gonna feel bad because I do like nice things. Whereas you'll get her something brand new and nice, and then she has this guilt over it and sits in her closet. And I'm like, what good is it doing you on a hanger?
Yeah.
Well, I have nowhere to wear it. Wear it today.
Yeah.
Wear
That's
it
how
the
I used to
grocery
be.
store. You
Yeah.
like it, you have it, wear it to the grocery store.
Right.
Who cares? Wear it. It doesn't do you any good owning it in your closet. Wear it to wherever you want. If you like it and it makes you feel good, do it. Don't feel bad. You don't need to feel guilty to have new things. She's, they were blue collar. I'm from the Midwest. She's
Yeah.
Irish.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's my mom.
that takes an effort. Be one of those. But so, and they just never got new things. They had 6 kids. I mean, so she just doesn't, oh, I don't need that. You don't need that. It's not about need, it's about wanting. If you can and you do like it, then wear the new shoes. Oh no, I don't need to do that. I'm just going to the grocery store. But what are they doing? What good is it? 'Cause
Yeah.
you bought them. So that mentality also on top of yes, you can't write goals down one time because you're fluid in your thinking.
Mhm.
It's going to change.
Always.
Sunday is not going to be the same this Sunday as it is next Sunday. You might come up with something new, or you might realize you tried that situation. You're like, it's not for me. And this book sounds like it's allowing you to change your mind, not only to improve, but also get rid of what's not working.
Mhm.
Try it, but it's all right if it's not working for you. It's all right if you're learning and you have to read this book several times.
Mhm.
So yeah, that would be my actual question. If you're talking to someone who hasn't read it, talk me into it. Tell me it's going to be not a waste of my time. What did it do for you? And from what I'm hearing, I'll be reading this book
Yeah,
because there are definitely like, and I understand there's some things that drag on and it gets a little, and all these books are like that.
yeah,
And it is the repeat to make sure it's there. But I'm already sold on it.
yeah. There's some things that I fast forward on. There's a
Right.
movie she recommended that I was gonna pull up and watch. I love documentaries.
Oh, I'm all about them.
Yeah,
All
and
about it.
which one? She recommended,
And you can also just read one chapter at a time, where you're,
Exactly. Read- it's
each chapter was something a little different.
and
kind of.
that's what's great about having indexes and chapters being named something instead of just, oh, this is chapter 3.
Yeah.
Well, if it's suiting your life in that day, that moment, that week, read that chapter.
Mhm.
If you come across another one and it's titled and you're like, no, I'm good right now. That's all right. Go back to it.
Move on.
You don't have
Yeah.
to read word for word all the time. So that's another great thing about books and the sharing of ideas is because you can pick and choose
yeah,
and decide what actually works for you. So yeah, having that freedom when you're always learning and always staying interested, you also have to admit to yourself, I don't have to work with this person. I don't
No.
actually like you. You're just not worth me.
yes.
You're not, my husband in his business, he feels he switched from sales into service, which are two completely
yeah.
different customer situations. And in sales, he always felt like you have to sell to everyone. They're there. It's hard to find that person. And I would hear him on the phone. I'm like, that's not someone you want to work with.
Mhm.
I'm telling you right now, it's not someone you want to work with. Move on, spend more
Yeah.
time with, wait for that next call because it's going to be better than this person
Yes.
that he's in service, starting to finally admit I can walk away from certain people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's actually better for me. He's really starting to really focus and realize that. And obviously I'm just starting off in this. But yes, when I had my cleaning business service, whatever you want to call it, I absolutely would be interviewing them just as much as they're
Yes.
interviewing me.
Same thing in
And
real
I
estate.
make no mistake on mentioning that, you know what, we're actually not going to work well together.
Yeah.
Good luck to you. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. You learn from everyone you talk to, but you also can walk away and that's okay too.
Same thing in real estate though, and that's why you want to get to know the other agents, because you may get a client that you've got and you may not connect with them, but you can refer them to another agent in Bliss,
Yes.
take a referral fee, but you don't
Absolutely.
have to work with them. So,
It's a network.
Oh, it is.
This is not,
but
we're not gonna match, but
Mhm.
guess what? This other person, you're not
Yeah.
gonna phase them at all. You're right up their alley. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
But it is hard to, when you're running your own business and you're in sales.
Yeah.
On some level, it's hard to say no, because you're supposed to say yes. You're supposed
Well-
to take it all, and no, you're really not.
you guys are gonna, I brought some different books to read, so. She recommended the movie to watch, Touching the Void. And it's these two climbers in 1985 that set out to, climb the summit in the Andes. So they succeed. But on their way down is when they fail. So one of them breaks his leg in a fall, and the other one has to decide what to do with him. Do you leave him so you can survive? Do you eat him
So you can survive.
so you can survive? Like, what do you do? So, and it's interesting, and a lot of new agents, or even agents that have had a touch of success, and then they stop doing what they were doing to succeed. And new agents have the fear of, I need to work with everyone. You just say yes to everything. And even that movie is like, yes, man. And no, you don't. You're out there just working, and you're not working smart, and you're wearing yourself out. And you have to take a step back and go, you don't have to work with everyone. Are you giving yourself away? Are you undercharging? You know, and then again, who are you hanging out with? And she actually referenced this in the book, and she gives some points of, you know, start charging more. And, you know, this business was, I think it was, they were trying to sell a book, Carol. I can't even remember. They were selling a book or a movie, and they were negotiating and they weren't getting what they wanted. And so the lady finally said, you know what? No, I'm not getting what I want. And it scared her because she was like, I don't have any other offers on the table. But it's not exactly what I wanted. And so she had to be confident in it, and she walked away, and they came back a week later and gave her terms. So, not to say that's how it would happen in real life, but you get rid of that one bad client, you're spending so much time working with that bad client, you're missing all the other good ones out there, you know? Because you're just focusing on that commission.
Right.
So you're focusing on the bad stuff, right?
I think it's sometimes can be confused, you know, we all know work smarter, not harder. Okay, but that's very broad.
Yeah, you got to
Like,
pay your bills.
What do you mean? Like, do you mean physically don't work harder? Like, well, no, if someone needs help moving, guess what?
Yeah,
You're gonna get help moving. If we need to wash your windows, I'll wash your windows. I mean, it has to be done. You don't want to do it, that's fine, but it has to be done. So that's physical work, but it's
Right.
necessary. Whereas when someone says to me, work smarter, not harder, in my mind is I getting mentally burnt out and worn out dealing with certain things and people that are just not necessary. And
Correct.
when I hear someone say work smarter, not harder, I instantly think there are things you can walk away from at certain point. When you're starting out, you can't. You gotta do it
You gotta
because
put
it's
in
a
the
learning
time.
curve.
Yeah,
And you have to deal with those
Yeah.
people because you are going to get something out of it. But eventually you are supposed to get to a point where you're
Delegate.
things, you gotta delegate.
Yeah.
And to me, when someone says work smarter, not harder, that's where I want to be able to be one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Is that you can just turn around and say, you know what?
right.
You're gonna be a problem that I do not need.
Well, and Wendy's on here. She's from Bullhead City, and we have agents in Tucson. So she's very capable of getting leads even now in Maricopa County and Pinal County and referring them to other agents and building a team up in Bullhead City. Like Wendy's very capable of doing great things out there. She's very connected. So it doesn't have to be just where you're at, because people leave from
Right.
your area and they go to other places, and you can connect with people in other places. So it's all about that, you know. Wendy may know someone out here that's buying or selling, so you refer them to an agent. It's thinking differently. It's broadening, you know, grow a team, build a team.
Yeah, I'm gonna start addressing that again. After reading this, it's like, yeah, I just gotta do it. Yeah.
Carol, I've always told you, you can make more money than what you did where you
I
were.
know.
I mean, it's already telling you that with your real estate coming back after retiring.
Yeah.
I can't
It
wait.
just- I know Wendy's so close. Wendy's getting ready to retire too.
Yeah, just antsy. I just want to go. But
Yeah.
right now I'm listening actually to this in the background as I'm doing my other job. So try not to get too involved. That wouldn't be fair.
Yeah.
to another employer.
Wendy's
Yeah.
recording too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so I brought some different books so we'd be prepared. I was trying to be prepared today. For what we should read next month. And I'm probably going to get us into AI a little bit too, because there is some stuff coming up about that. So just a heads up. Elon Musk did have some books to read about. So what did he? human compatible. So that's about the creation of AI. 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. So it explores how companies can better predict the future and take action. I don't know. It's kind of business stuff. And then we have the books from Listings Lab. Let me read those. The High Five Habit. Okay, that's what I had this one. The High Five Habit by Mel Robbins. So this is cheering on your favorite teams, celebrating your friends. Oh, this isn't about that. In this book, you're going to learn more than a dozen powerful ways to high five you. Mel teaches you how to make believing in yourself a habit, a practice every day. It's a holistic approach to life that changes your attitude, your mindset, and your behavior. So I don't know.
She's pretty good.
That, huh?
Mel Robbins is pretty good. I like her. I've seen some of her videos.
Die with Zero, getting all you can from your money and life. Leadership, living your purpose, staying on course. Atomic Habits, tiny changes, remarkable results. Todd Duncan, Time Traps, proven strategies for swamped salespeople. These are on my shelves and I don't think I've ever read them. Oh, the Yes Trap. So in the Listings Lab, they do your energy audit crap. That I shouldn't say crap, but that's actually really good for you.
I love the Listings Lab.
Oh, it's
I mean, it is,
no, it's good.
fantastic.
Kicked my
it
butt.
is, it is fantastic. I'm getting a lot out of it. I have a long way to go,
Oh yeah.
but it really is. Thank you for,
Yeah, it's good.
honestly, thank you very much. Because I think everyone should be reading it, no matter what you're
Oh, I
doing.
know. Well, it's you should
No matter
always
what you're doing
grow.
in your life, you should, be listening and thinking
Yeah.
about some of those things. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. This, yeah. Success habits of super achievers. So this one is got lessons from Darren Hardy, Les Brown, Brian Tracy, Lisa Aisha, Mark Victor, Kyle Wilson, Phil Collin, and more. This is filled with wisdom and proven strategies from over 80 iconic thought leaders, entrepreneurs, professionals, coaches, authors, investors, and musicians. So I don't know. I kind of like that because it's not like reading a book, so it's something from somebody they've contributed.
How do you mean not like reading a book?
It's like a documentary.
Yeah.
in written form.
Oh, okay. All right.
So like, let me open up something.
It was like a whole bunch of interviews.
Yeah,
and-
it's like bios,
Yeah.
but it's,
Okay. But it's broken down again, so it's easy reading.
yeah, so,
Is it like their success stories? There.
Let's see.
Mhm.
Chapter 7 is Darren Hardy. I feel like I should know his name.
He's the one I've been listening to forever. He has a daily one, daily.
I must have read it because I have something highlighted in here. Okay, we'll read this one. Kyle Wilson. Kyle Wilson is a marketer, strategist, publisher, and speaker. So just so you guys know, I am dyslexic, so reading is hard. He's the founder of Kyle Wilson. Well, good for him. He's got a website. Let's see. So he's so it talks about his background. He got his first job at 14. He's from Texas, and then he got into drugs. So by 19, changed his life. Started his official business at 19, washing and cleaning cars. And then this was his first business. And then he did oil changes. So this led to opening up Wilson's Texaco, and had 10 employees and was open 24/7 at the age of 19. So by 26, he wanted to do something different and move bigger. So he moved into Dallas, Fort Worth. 18 months after moving, he went to a seminar, met Jerry Haynes. So launching and growing, he met more people. Growth, game changer. Online, like it just talks about stuff. His lessons, connecting entrepreneurs. He started the Success Habits podcast to help business owners. So I don't know if this is something that you guys want to read. And then I brought Traction. So this is a book for what is this about? Most entrepreneurs and business leaders face similar frustrations: personal conflict, profit woes, and growth. Decisions never get made. Once made, we don't implement them, which is true. We're reading these books. Are you implementing anything? So Traction, you're going to learn the secrets of strengthening 6 key components for your business, and then a powerful way to run your company that will give you leadership, focus, growth, and enjoyment. I don't know, unless you guys can think of anything else. This isn't more.
Lisa didn't like this book. Does Lisa like one of the ones that you listed, maybe?
You didn't like Traction?
Well, I don't think it matters what I like. I think it
Yeah, it
matters
does.
what you guys like.
Well, I'd like, you don't have to dislike all the books, though. And I already suggested one of them. Somebody else can suggest.
Yeah, help us out. I'm going
I
through
think
the list.
any sound good. I mean,
Dare
it's
to
hard to
Lead.
know till you get into them.
True.
I like the Success Habits. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Brene Brown, Rising Strong, how the ability to reset transforms the way we live, love, parent, and lead. Ooh, Atomic Habits, Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results.
I like that.
Me too. Yeah.
This, I'm going through Discord on the Listings Lab. They post books. let's see, this one, the willingness to show up and be seen with no guarantee of the outcome. Let's see.
Well, I think of the two that they both seem to like, success habits and atomic habits. I like
Rising
atomic
strong.
habits.
Yeah, because I feel like we need something to help us start implementing some of the other stuff that the other books have said to create better habits. To
Yeah,
get
why can I not
something
get
accomplished.
Atomic Habits?
Yeah.
Yeah. Atomic Habits offers a proven framework for improving every day. James is one of the world's leading experts on habit forming, reveals practical strategies that teach you exactly how to form good habits, break bad ones, master the tiny behaviors that lead to remarkable results.
I like it.
If you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Oh, yeah. Overcome a lack of motivation and willpower. Design your environment.
I need that.
Design your environment to make success easier. This is learn how to. Get back on track when you fall off course. Well, I need that.
Is that a different
That'd be
book you're
good
saying?
too.
No, this is it. The Atomic
Atomic?
Habits.
Oh, I
Oh,
like this.
Yeah, let's do that one then.
It's Audible,
Thank goodness.
Amazon.
Who's the author again, Myra?
James Clear.
Thank you.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can see it.
It's not showing. Oh,
No.
there it is. Yeah.
Oh, it just went away.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet.
All right.
All right. We got our book. I'll post it out there.
This
And
was
so my-
fun. I appreciate it. Great.
Yeah.
Can't wait to attend a full meeting next time.
And we got to meet Margaret.
I'm okay.
And I got to meet all of you. I know.
Yeah.
It's so
Cute.
cute with the name.
I like you in a hat. I love hats.
I like me in a hat when I didn't want to do my hair because it's Monday morning.
Oh, I hear you. I was like, I'm gonna get there early, and I made it 10 minutes. I was like, I gotta hurry. I gotta hurry.
I showered for y'all. You're welcome. That was it. And the nails are a hot mess because I had a great weekend. The hair is washed, but it's not tied up.